Violet. Crystal Pond was home to the biggest lily pads. Mr. and Mrs. Toad lived there with their 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls. Mrs. Toad named them after the colors of rainbow. The oldest was Violet. She was different from the rest. How? You will find out soon. Violet's uncle, Frogio, ran a school called Leap High. A frog named Dim worked there. At Leap High, the frogs learned to survive in deep ponds, hunt for food, and sometimes even how to sing. Frogs are the most horrible singers on this planet. And Violet, she can't even croak, laughed Dim. Didn't I say Violet was different? Violet had a very soft voice. Her own family was often upset about this. A frog that cannot croak? How could that happen? Uncle Frogio, I don't know why I can't croak. Maybe frogs are supposed to speak softly like me, Violet would say sadly. No one wanted to play with Violet. At night, she would go to a lily pad by the far end of the pond and sing. She would listen carefully when Uncle Frogio taught everyone to sing, and she would practice alone every night. Everyone who heard her wondered who sang so sweetly. One night, Violet heard a deep voice. Hello, Violet. I have never heard anyone sing so beautifully. Who is that? Violet replied, looking around her. I am Jeannie. You should sing for everyone, said the voice. No one likes me. I would rather sing when I'm alone, replied Violet. Crystal Pond hosted a cultural festival called Frogmania. There was singing, dancing, games, and delicious food. Those who wanted to take part had to give their names to Dim. Violet went to give her name for the singing event. She kept thinking about what the genie said. Hello, Violet. What brings you here? Asked a sly Dim. I wish to sing, replied Violet. Dim laughed. He told Violet, only normal frogs can take part in any event. You can't even be a part of this festival. Violet felt very sad that day. She wanted to be loved. She hated herself for not being able to croak. She wanted to be like her family. That night, Violet sang the saddest, most melodious song. When she sang, no one moved, not even the leaves. As she sang, she cried. Why do you cry, Violet? It was Jeannie. I cry because I am not a normal frog and nobody likes me. Violet could not stop crying. Maybe they don't like you because they want to be like you. You must believe in yourself. Sing, my dear, sing. It was the day of Frogmania. Crystal Pond was decorated with lily pads and flowers. There was a table laden with the choicest of foods. Monkeys hung from trees. Toucans sat on the trees to watch the show. First, there was dancing. Then, a band of frogs called the Croaks performed on stage. Everybody clapped after each show. Some frogs sang in a choir, some sang alone, but it all sounded like one thing: croaking. It was time for Violet to sing. She sang the best she ever had as she played the violin. Everyone present was shocked. "This is the same voice we hear every night," said Dim. Everyone was amazed. After Violet finished singing, there was silence. She stood on the stage, smiling at everyone. Mr. and Mrs. Toad rose and clapped. Slowly, everyone joined them. Dim clapped the loudest. Uncle Frogio looked at her with pride. "Thank you for the applause," said Violet. She took a bow and hopped off the stage. Her family was waiting to meet her. They were sorry to treat her so badly. Violet's family was so proud of her now. They hugged and played, ate and drank, and made merry just like a big family. "You believed in yourself. Bravo!" It was Violet's genie. She finally saw him. It was none other than Uncle Frogio. "I have a new name for you now, Uncle Frogio. You are Genie, my wonderful genie."